welcome to the Cars and Cancer podcast, episode 17. Don't worry, we are back. We've been off for a couple of weeks because, well, Darren's been away on holiday. Andy, you've been fighting the dreaded C word. It's knocking you about a bit. And just life in general has just been a bit hectic these last couple of weeks for us all, I think. And this is the first one in the last 2 weeks. So how are you, gentlemen? Are you okay?
Yes, very well, thank you, mate.
Yeah, I'm fine, yeah.
Good stuff. Well, that's good to hear. So, like I say, we've had a break for a couple of weeks. I know you went on holiday, Darren.
Yeah, I did again.
Again, yeah. That's it, more breaks than Judith Chalmers, yeah.
I thought I'd get in there before you did.
So, I'm trying to remember where you went. Was it Lanzarote?
Lanzarote, mate, yeah.
Yeah. Do you get a discount for the amount of times you go?
Well, we should do, mate, shouldn't we, really? We've been going there for 20 odd years, and we go once, maybe twice a year.
Right.
Yeah. It's just like a little home from home type of place, you know what I mean? We don't really do a great deal there. We just go out for nice meals and that, sit and relax and sort of just get yourself ready for when you come back, you know, for sort of work stuff and whatever else. It's just to recharge your batteries, really, mate.
Yeah.
I was going to ask a question about that. I was thinking about it earlier because you have a lot of holidays in the sun. Did you have any sort of warning from your consultant about being in the sun, that kind of thing? After you,
they did actually, yeah, because I've spent probably the longest amount of time, probably the last 20 years actually working outside.
Yeah.
So although I don't go out and sort of like work, I've always kept a t-shirt on, but obviously your arms are exposed, the back of your neck and stuff like that. If it's really hot, I can work in shorts some of the time. So I am exposed to quite a lot of sun really, and I've had some marks removed off the side of my face, which they said it and off my ears that said they will turn cancerous if they're not removed, but they don't know, it could take years, but the risk is when they checked and they said that they could do, and that's just basically being outside. And yet I've always tried to be careful when I go there, but they did say to me that since I've had the radiotherapy, factor 50 all the time.
Okay, yeah, because
and try to avoid it, if that sort of thing, you know. So don't say keep out of it permanently, but I put factor 50 on when I'm away, and I'm doing it every sort of half hour. So I take it. It's really thick, gooey, crappy stuff. I just plaster all my neck and ear, arms. I don't use anything else. I only ever use factor 50 all the time. Never get burnt. Just get a bit of a colour, but never get burnt at all. No.
What about you, Andy? Are you the same as well?
So obviously where I've had my skin graft on my arm, I have to keep it covered because it's like fresh skin. So I've got like arm sleeves that I put on. So if I'm wearing a black t-shirt, I wear like a black arm sleeve or a white one. If I'm wearing a white t-shirt.
Okay.
Just got to keep it out of the sun.
Yeah.
And obviously, with me having on my face as well, I just wear a hat in the sun.
Yeah.
But I like I say, I put factor 50 on when the sun's shining.
Yeah, so you've got to see my all the time, really. I had to, even now when I have my neck, and you get a little trimmer on the back of your neck, and I flinch because it feels like someone's cutting my neck, and it barely touched the skin because the skin's so sort of soft, I suppose, and weaker, because it was all burnt away with the radiotherapy, all blistered all the way down, so it was like a burn, really. And I couldn't go out. I had to keep it covered. Like they said, keep it covered. If there's any sun out, just do not expose it to the sun for at least 12 months.
Yeah.
So I had to. It was a bit weird, really. You try and walk around with your collar up, making up, put a scarf around your neck and fit the thing up. Why you got a scarf on? It's 70 degrees here.
Did you say it was a cravat?
Well, I wasn't really that posh, mate, to be honest. Unless I was just ignorant, didn't know what a cravat was at the time. I thought it was just a thick scarf.
Yeah, I think it'd suit you. I think a nice sort of like a linen scarf, sort of swooshed around your neck. I think that'd be beautiful. Really suit you.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, I'm a friend of the factor 50 as well. I just put it on my neck, and any, like you say, any parts of your skin that's exposed to the
Yeah,
sun. I mean,
yeah,
is that
absolutely.
so? Is that
Open
because
skin.
we're
Yeah.
more vulnerable than other people? And if so, why? Why are we more vulnerable, or is it just the same for everybody? I just
No, I think some people are. I think it just depends on your skin tone, really, and probably your ethnic background, where you come from, what countries could be in your blood. I mean, like Jackie, they traced her family down. Her dad's father was actually worked on the fairground, and they reckon that the family originate. They've got blood traces going back to Romania and Rome.
okay.
So they obviously come from. There's in the bloodline. They've all got quite dark hair, and their skin is never really pale. They've all got quite sort of almost like an olive skin. Her brother was anyway. So, but Jackie can go out in the sun, and she says that her face never won't tan. You see colour on the legs and like sort of on her arms, but she never does with the face. It's ever so weird. She never gets, no matter how much sun she gets.
I just didn't know if it was to do with because we'd had cancer in some way.
Yeah. I mean, mine is because I've got a skin graft on my arm, so that's the reason why I keep that out of the sun.
Yeah,
It's like fresh skin, isn't it?
I just didn't know if it weakened your
And
skin
then
or your immune system or anything like that at all. I never really questioned it at the time, but yeah, it might be a Google moment, that one. I might have to do just a bit of research on that. Hey, that could be my homework for tonight, couldn't it?
it could be aid.
Yeah, I might well do. Yeah, okay. Homework for aid. Cancer Sun. I'll have a look and see how that's doing as well. So, how are you doing, Andy? Are you going to give us a bit of an update of how you've been going? Because you've had a rough start to your new round of treatment.
Yeah, it was. I'm sure it's getting harder, aid, or I just know what's coming. Yeah, took me a long time to get over this last one. It did. Same sort of thing as last time. All the same sort of things happen again, but I just imagine it's just getting worse. So yeah, it wasn't good. I know what's coming next time, so
Yeah, you're on the 5-week cycle now, aren't you? So it takes you a little bit longer to get your immune system back up.
yeah, to get my platelets back to being correct, because I get another week. So, and I've spoke to them about this extra week that I'm doing, but if I go, I've got to go every 4 weeks and try it, but it's always going to be on the 5th week.
Got you.
So yeah.
Okay. So what week are you on this cycle then?
So she's going to ring me on the 19th, so I've got to go the Monday before that. So not this next week, the week after.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my 4th week, and then I'll go another week for my 5th week, and then I should be on it. My platelets come back up. But like, I can't, like now, I can't tell that they're down, but they will be down, but I can't tell that they're down. It's a weird feeling. So obviously I could go now and think I'm going to be okay, but they'll just say it won't be okay till like the 5th week.
Yeah.
So yeah, strange one really.
Do you ever get?
But obviously if I'm in the garden and I cut myself, it just won't stop bleeding. It just bleeds and bleeds and bleeds.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I've got to watch out for. Yeah. My platelets been so low.
Yeah. You're gonna have to grow a beard then.
So yeah, I started growing a beard, aid.
Yeah.
It started going different colours and that kind of stuff, so I just shaved it off.
You didn't go for a Darren Tash then?
I grew one when I was in hospital.
Oh right.
Well, I tried to, because Cal said, just leave your tash on, see what it looks like. So I did it. I was like, no, I'm not walking around like this. Oh, an 80s porno tash.
Yeah, that's it, whatever they are, because obviously I wouldn't know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay.
No.
So we've had an update from Darren. We've had an update from yourself, Andy. That's all good. What have I been doing? Yeah. So I've had another drama with the car gents. So this is my daily, which is the Mark III Mondeo. Have you ever had a car where the ignition barrel starts to play up a bit and it doesn't always unlock the steering and it takes you about 10 minutes to unlock it before you drive off anywhere?
Yeah, well, twice on my vans, because it's apparently my vans that I've got. It's common fault with them. What's that keeping coming in?
I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
Have we got a fourth person here?
I don't know what's going on.
It sounds like when you watch that film, was it not The Exorcist, the other one where the bloody house is haunted, and also you've got these weird voices in the background, and you're like, who is that?
Well, yeah, I've no idea. I had no idea. But if they're listening in, then they must be pretty bored to be listening to this.
Oh dear. Like it.
Yeah, so anyway, the ignition barrel's been playing up for a few weeks, and I just didn't do anything about it because the car's got just over a month left on its MOT, and I was just like, oh, I just can't be arsed. And then yesterday we were going to go to an Easter egg hunt, and sure enough, I put the key in the ignition and it wouldn't turn, and I was jiggling the steering wheel, and then I started losing it, started hitting the steering wheel, because that's what you do, isn't it? You've got to hit the steering wheel. And that didn't do anything.
Yeah, you got it in the steering wheel, yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to give it a good wallop, yeah. And that didn't help. But then I was getting a bit peed off, and I thought I'll get the WD-40. And I got one of those fancy WD-40s where it's got the nozzle built in and the red straw. It's all built in. Sprayed a bit in there, and then I got the bloody straw stuck in the ignition because it swallowed that. So I thought, right, I'll go and get my pick tools. I'm going to get my pick tools and I'll thread that in there and then I'll pull the straw out. So I went off to get that, and then Amy thought she'd be quite helpful and go and remove the straw. So she pulled the straw and it broke the straw. So the straw was then stuck in the ignition barrel, which then meant I couldn't put the key in at all. So it was a case of I had to ring my sister and she had to come and pick us up and whatever. And so this morning I've been knocking 7 shades of something out of the ignition barrel. I've had to, because you have to put the key in and you have to turn it to position 1 and then the barrel will come out. But I can't do that because I couldn't get the key in it. So I did the smash the screwdriver in the ignition. Never done that before. So so I had to break into my own car. So I smashed the ignition and eventually got the barrel out. And now I've got to wait till Thursday or Friday when the new barrel gets delivered. And then hopefully I can replace the barrel and then put the transponder back on the key. And then with a bit of luck, I'll be able to use the car on Friday. So that's my car out of action. So you think, oh, I'll just use Amy's. Anyway, Amy's car failed its MOT. So that's on the drive on axle stands because I've had to drop the rear suspension because the KA needs some welding doing on it. So I've got a chap coming in the week to do that, but then I've had to drop the rear suspension. So I've got no car. I've got 3 cars on the drive and none of them are any good.
Oh no.
Oh wait, that's not good, mate.
Why do I piss about with these cars?
We have tried to warn you about these Mondays, haven't we?
Yeah, you know what I'm going to say, don't you, Aid?
Don't you dare. Why do I bother? Why don't I just get rid of all 3 and just?
You know what I'm going to say, don't you, Aid?
Yeah. I know it's going to start with Vox and it's going to end in Hall. Yeah, and it's just. I should just go to a car supermarket like every other sensible person does, and just buy a car, and then that's it, and then get all the servicing and everything done by a garage. But
where's the fun in that?
Yeah.
No, there's no fun in that, Aid.
No, there isn't.
And it only happens in 3s, they say. So you broke into that car twice already. So look on the bright side, mate. There's only one more drama to go through. Then you can get. That's it. Happy motoring.
Oh, great. So I've got another one. What's the other one? I'm
Probably, mate. It does. Well, it always seems to run in 3s, don't it? So you broke the back window. You broke the steering lock.
Yeah, and I'll crash it next. Yeah.
No, you won't crash it. You just have to.
So what else is going on?
Oh, don't. Oh, pissing cars. So that's been a bit of drama.
That has been the charm, hasn't it, mate?
Yeah.
So you had to do a straw hunt instead of an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
I was really good.
And
at
you
this
never got
actually.
rewarded either, did you?
Oh dear. Oh, it's just yeah.
I
This is
would say I feel sorry for you, but you
but
probably
you
won't
don't.
believe it
No,
because I'm
you don't.
laughing
That's
too
it.
much, mate.
Yeah. Screw you.
I just had images of 40 hours of getting beating the guy up with a branch.
Yeah. Oh, that when I was putting the screwdriver in, I'd got my big mallet and I'd got an old screwdriver and I was just walloping it in there as hard as I could. It was great fun. Loved it. I like smashing things up. It's good fun. You should try it. That's the good thing you can do with an old car. You don't care if it breaks. You just
Yeah.
like, oh balls. Anyway, yeah. Have you had any more fun with your cars?
Yes. Well, I've got a bit of a show to go to, Aid,
Oh,
in June.
right.
It's called the Classic and Performance Car Spectacular.
So which
At
category
Tatton
do you
Park.
fall under then?
Sorry, say what?
Is yours classed as classic or performance or both?
Well, it's 40 years of Vauxhall Nova.
Oh, 40
So
years, bloody hell.
there's going to be 20 odd. Yeah, 1993 to 2023.
Goodness.
Wow.
So 40 years of Vauxhall Novas. So obviously they'll have them all lined up in what year, and from your normal ones to your SRs to your GTs to your GSIs, going through all the years. So I just I messaged the bloke because I seen it on Facebook. I said, I wouldn't mind showing mine. He said, oh, we haven't got any spaces left. I've got like 28 cars that want to come and I've only fit 24 in or 23 in.
Yeah.
He says, but I'll put you on the reserve list. So if we get a space, I'll let you know. And then this was the week after we watched the car SOS with Darren's car.
Yeah.
He come back and said, yeah, you can come on the 3rd of June, the Saturday. So I was like, cracking. So I'm going to get my dad to take it down on a trailer.
Yeah.
And then obviously I'll just drive it off and park it up.
Oh,
So
okay.
I need to get the bumpers the bumpers need respraying. So I've had a word with my sprayer and he's going to sort them out.
Mm.
So I just need to sort a few bits out and then it'll be ready to go. So if you want to come up and see it, it'll be on there on the 3rd of June. But it's got like, they've got Vauxhall, they've got BMWs, Jaguars. It's like a show for all sorts of classic cars and performance cars, TVRs and Subarus and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it should be a good day. It's on from the 3rd and the 4th of June. So, and I'm sure I've been to it before.
Where's that?
Yeah. I think I went Tatton Park.
Oh, yeah, just round
So it's not a million miles away from us, is it?
No, not at all.
No, I've been to a couple of shows there.
Just yeah. So it'd be a nice little show for me to go to be fair. It'd be the first proper show I've done.
Yeah.
No, it should be good.
Yeah, I quite like the sound of that, Andy. I'll have to have a look
So,
at what your calendar looks like.
I'll throw you in.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to that.
See if you can come on that.
Yeah. I don't see why not, mate. Yeah.
So Dad's going to take it up with his truck and my trailer. So that's out of the question. It doesn't need to be insured or anything. Well, it is insured, but it doesn't need to be taxed.
Yeah.
For a day. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I bet you are, mate. Yeah. I'll get up there and come see that, definitely.
Good stuff. Are you going for both days, Andy, or just the one?
So there's only the one day because he's got so many cars coming on Sunday as well.
Gotcha.
Because like the amount of Novas are out there that want to come and show, he's done it over 2 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna do the 3rd of June, which is a Saturday. It should be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can go on the Sunday as well, which is I think the 5th is when they're doing the Vauxhall show at Santa Pod. The day after.
Got you.
I've seen Santa Pod today seeing if people want to go on the 5th because they only do that on a Sunday at Santa Pod.
Right.
Yeah. Today I was having a rummage through some of my dad's stuff. So my dad passed away a couple of years ago, and I've just been going through some of his paperwork. I've got a letter here from the West Midlands Constabulary, dated the 11th of January 1971. And my dad was caught for speeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was 17 years of age, and there's a section here which is called the Statement of Facts, and I'll read this to you. At 8:55 p.m. on Tuesday, November the 24th, 1970, Constable Turnbull checked the speed of a motor car being driven by Mr. Blank, my dad's name, along Blockswich Road, Walsall, for a distance of 0.6 of a mile. Speeds of between 48 and 60 miles per hour were recorded. Constable Turnbull pointed out the offence committed by Mr. So-and-so. He replied, "I thought I was going too fast, and then I saw you." That's what my dad said. Told he would be reported for exceeding a 30-mile-an-hour zone, Mr. So-and-so said, "I always thought we'd get warned for our first time." The speedometer of the police vehicle was later tested and found to be correct. So my dad tried to get out of a ticket by saying he thought he'd get away the first time, and he didn't. And he got caught doing between 48 and 60 in a 30 zone.
Yeah.
There you go. So my dad was a criminal.
A criminal. Sounds like bust of the century, that one, mate.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And the way you read that write-up on it, it really sounds like it was a biggie, doesn't it?
Yeah. Can you remember what car he had then?
I think he had a Ford Anglia. Yeah. So he got done.
Does it say it on there?
No, it doesn't say it on here. It just says a vehicle.
Right.
But yeah, he did have a Moggy van as well, but I think it was his Anglia that got caught speeding.
Yeah.
There you go. So I didn't know. Have you chaps been caught speeding at all?
Yeah, I have in the work van once, not in the car. I have in the work van.
Yeah.
You get so used to driving a van that is like, it never really, it's just crap on speed. You thought, I'm never going to get caught out on this. And I was just coming down this bank, coming back in on the Newport Road, and I was coming down there, and it was only, I think it had clocked me for doing 34 or something like that, in the 30 limit, and it flashed me.
That's harsh.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because you're coming down there, and normally in like an old transit van, like tippers and that, they're not really a quick thing. So I also used to go around the towns everywhere, sort of sticking around at 30 mile an hour, and it just happens. I suppose just coming down the hill, it had a load of weight on the back, and just the momentum pushed it a little bit too quick. But because of that speed, I didn't even realise I'd been flashed by the camera. It wasn't as if you were in something quick. Yeah, and that's going one of those really speed awareness things, so you don't get the points on your licence.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was quite a few years ago, probably like 10 years ago, that must have been now.
What about you, Andy?
Yeah.
Have you ever been caught?
No.
You've been a good boy?
No, I drive pretty good. I've been a very good boy age, yeah.
Yeah. Because you never break the
trying
speed
to stick. Oh, no, definitely not, Aid. Only, no, I don't.
Yeah, performance Nova that he doesn't test it. Yeah, whatever, Trevor.
There's certain places where you can test it, Aid.
Oh, right, and where are those, Andy?
Santa Pod.
Oh, okay, good answer. Got out of that one well.
Yeah.
Okay.
He weren't falling into that trap, was he?
No, he wasn't falling for that. No, he's good. He's good when it comes to this. Good lad. So yeah. Have you got anything we could talk about this week, Darren? Have you been reading through the your various literature magazines and all that?
No, I haven't had a great chance to do a lot of reading with being away. When we went out for a run, I took the Rover out for its first run the other week, proper sort of drive about, and we pulled up, and then it was being admired by quite a few people. And what I was going to drop on and say was about this. People that think cars should be totally original and that. And I was actually commenting on something on the car, and I'm like, are you being serious? I pulled up, and we just sat there, just a bit of walk around where we'd been, and this chap had come up, and like a couple on the day, he's only up near kind of Chaseway, and he said, "Oh, that's stunning, that is, mate, that, yeah." And he said, have you had it long, blah, blah, blah. And I told him, like I said, well, I have, but I said I haven't had it back very long. And he told me it had been on car SOS. And only a couple more words are said. And he says, oh, I thought these had like chrome mirrors and bumpers and all chrome man and stripping the big rubber thing down the side of them. So it's not been done like original then. And I'm like, what a negative comment. And I just wondered what your... Yeah, this is about the one that's just been done in SOS.
No, but did you think it was a Vitesse?
No. Oh. He obviously must have known that they did have like this, the black moulding on the Van der Plas and the tested, and it had all the chrome on it. I know, and I thought, well, you just said it looks absolutely fantastic, and it's, my brother's had this with his car before, and it's people say, oh yeah, that's nice, but that isn't the right steering wheel, and that is it. And he went, no, and it's like, yeah. So it just sort of, it peeved me off a little bit, and it got me back to this same argument that you've probably had with people before. It's personal choice, surely, isn't it, of how a car is done, or if you want to have like a Lolita steering wheel in it, not actually original. But he was like one of these that almost couldn't help but saying, as if he didn't agree that it hadn't, although they'd done a good job, they hadn't made it like an original car. And I'm like, no, I don't agree with that really. It's so I just wondering what your views on it was about this, because you've both got cars you've done work to and different things.
Yeah. With mine.
Well, I had, when I was in the BMW. Sorry, Ed, you go.
No, you go.
Yeah, you did go a little bit then.
No, you go, Andy. The floor's yours, mate.
So when I was in the BMW car club, they did a 3-litre BMW M3, and they did a 3.2 Evolution M3. Mine was an Evolution M3, but it got the old style grills on the front. And I went to a show, and the one bloke stood at the front and he said, "Is this a 3-litre?" I said, "No, it's an Evolution." I said, "It can't be." I said, "Well, why? It's got the old style grills in it." I said, "Yeah, it's one of the early fit. It can't be. It can't be. It's got the wrong style grills in it." I said, "It's an Evolution. I've got the logbook in now. I'll show you." "No, it can't be. No, something's gone wrong here. They put the wrong front end on it." I'm like, I knew, because I did a bit of research on it, that the first Evolutions, they put the old grills on them. And then when they went into, I think it's 97, they put the new grills on them. And he just wouldn't have it. He goes, no, it's 3-litre. I said, it's a 3.2. It's an Evolution. No, it can't be. There's no way it can be. I couldn't get where he was coming from. I said, it's 3.2. Look on the window. It's on the tax list. He's like, no, it can't be. It can't be. I'm like, all right then, mate. I just walked away. I said, I can't understand where you're coming from. Do you know what I mean? And that was it was shown at a car. That was at Town Park.
Yeah.
I was like, right, I just walked away. And that really annoyed me that someone can say to you that it's not what it is.
Yeah.
But
well, that's the impression I got from this chap. He was kind of, I think you only wanted to comment on the car to tell me that, they hadn't done something right on it. But is it really wrong? At the end of the day, that it's been done on the programme where parts are limited. You can't get the rubber mouldings anymore, and they were too bad a condition. Yeah. So there's some things you can't replace.
No.
And the idea isn't about let's make it look exactly the same as it came off the production line.
Yeah.
Because the car is probably better built now than what it was when it did leave the production line, And I thought, why give such a negative kind of comment to the car? Is that why you complimented it in the first place? Just so you could say, almost like they're trying to prove that they're doing this a little bit more than you do, in a way. That's the impression I got, And I thought,
how long have you had that? How long have you had the car for, Darren?
The SD1?
Yeah. A few years.
We've been off the road 17 years, so about 20, just over 20 years.
Yeah, that's a long time to have a car.
I'll tell you what I did see on the little topic there, because when you go overall, places like Lanzarote, it's in like if you go Cyprus somewhere, you see quite a lot of old English cars because I suppose it's with cars being took over there because of the army base over there, so a lot probably are transported. But you tend to get very few when you go like Canary Islands. And I did actually see one. I'm not very good on my BMWs, Andrew, but it's one of the older ones with a very small grille. Not the great big grille on them, the little sort of almost like a rounded thing, looks like a bit of a heart-shaped thing at the top. Only a small one, but it was absolutely mint, this BMW was. Would it be like one of the really old Mark 1 sort of the 3 Series type? That sort of size, not a great big one.
That'd be like an E30.
Yeah, I should have gone round the back around the car a bit more to try to see what number was on it. But I said to Jack, and I said that would be worth some serious money in the UK. I said that is absolutely mint. And then it had gone so I couldn't sort of get round really. I should have gone straight round, look at it before it sort of drove off. But because I'm not very good on the BMWs, to be honest, like I say. And that's the first one in all the years, any sort of oldest car.
Was it left-hand drive?
Yes. Oh, yes, I'm sure it was.
Could be an M3.
Yeah.
But a very old shaped one.
Could be.
Yeah, really, really,
Did it
really
have like
nice.
wide arches on it or not?
No, it was just a standard
Did it have
looking.
wide arches on
No, nothing nothing like that. It was just like a standard sort of saloon.
Yeah. It might be a 325 I Sport or a 320 or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nice looking motor though, very nice.
What colour was it?
Very dark, really dark, like a very dark blue, almost black it was.
Yeah. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, really, it was nice.
Yeah, going back to your question then, Darren, I think there's three different types of owners of cars. I think you've got people who it's got to be completely original and that's it, and that's the car has to be as it came off the production line. I then think you've got people who are part of the modified group where they just want to make it into something else and they want to try and make it better and faster and look different and whatever. And I think the third lot are people who just love the car for what it is, and they will just keep it going, and they will just do bits that they want to do to it, and they just love the car for what it is, And I think sometimes you get these people who I get people who like originality, and I get it, and there's definitely a place for the motor world, but because you see another car that isn't completely original, doesn't mean that person wants it to be original. That person likes that car for what it is, and I'm going to put different wheels on it. I'm going to drop it 30 mil. I'm going to put this steering wheel on it. I'm going to do that on it. And people, and I just think sometimes, it's just like, you could just, I know it's not original, but it's what I like. I mean, we've all got cars, and then we thought, well, that's a bit crap. It would have been nice to have done this or whatever. It's like old cars that run on 6-volt batteries. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's not original. Yeah, I know, but if it was original, I wouldn't be able to piss and use it, was I? Would I? And, you haven't got drum brakes. You've got drum brakes on the front. Yeah, why have you got discs on it? Yeah, because I don't want to die, but I want to use it. It's just like, so. Yeah. But I mean, for you, it was done for you, and they, like you said, they did it with the materials that they got and the parts that they got available, and I just think
in a very short space of time as well,
Yeah, I just think sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And, we could have said, did these have the rubber strips on? And you would have said, yeah, they normally do, and they weren't able to get hold of them. Yeah. And most people would have gone, okay, yeah, I did think they'd have them. And that's a different kind of conversation. But when somebody goes, oh, it hasn't got this, and it hasn't got that, and it hasn't got this.
That's right, Aid. He was almost kind of making the point to try to tell me they haven't done it right. But I mean, to me, they've done an absolutely fantastic job, and I don't really get it.
No, you love the car for what it is, don't you? And
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
you've got a real appreciation of the time and effort and the money that has gone into put in to give you that car.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think Andy and I are quite lucky because our cars aren't going to be original, and it will be obvious from the outset that they're not original. So we probably won't.
Away from original.
Yeah, but we probably won't get that. But then you'll probably get someone and say, well, I know you've had it already, Andy, where somebody goes, oh well, I don't like those wheels. You should have put the other wheels on,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm not sure about the colour, and oh yeah, why did you choose to do this? Why did you do that? And you go, I tell you why, because it's my pissing car, and if I want to do this, I want to do it.
That's right, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, if you don't like it, go and look at someone else's car. Piss off.
Yeah.
There's just no need, is there? I mean, there's always people who've got cars that you don't like, but you know, sometimes, but they like it for what it is. I mean, I don't want a Jaguar XJS and I don't want a Nova, but I'll show an interest in them and I'll learn about them and that kind of thing and go, oh, okay, that's that and that's this and that's kind of nice. But just going round just because you know that the bumper trim is different on a Mark III and a Mark IV or whatever, it's just like, well, you got nothing better to do with your time than just slag off someone else's car. But oh God, I'm on a right rant, aren't I? But I just think it's just not very nice, is it? It's just maybe it's just a select number of people who are like that, and they just get a kick out of it. But, they're probably single. The wife's left them, and they're just miserable as sin, and they just go around slagging off other people's cars. There you go. I feel better now, actually.
But I think it all. I think it depends on how you look at cars yourself. Like, if I see people who put different wheels on, I'm like, that's a nice car.
Yeah.
But if I don't like it, like, you know, fair play to them. You know, change this, they've changed that. It's how you come across if you want a conversation with that person, how they've done the car. Yeah. Not like you have not followed the book here. It was lower than this. You know, like Darren said, should have chrome wing mirrors on it. It's how you, like you say, it's how you discuss it with them. I think can have different ways of how the conversation's going to go.
Yeah, and just,
you know what I mean?
And just understand why they do things in certain ways. Like on mine, the set of wheels I want to put on it are going to cost a fortune, and it's going to need modifying of the arches. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to put a set of wheels on that I like, but they're not my favourites. But it's just, I don't know. It's just so I'll explain to someone, just go, oh yeah, I'll put these wheels on because they fit better and they suit the shape and that kind of thing and whatever. And it's just a sort of a conversation piece really, and obviously budget is a big part of it as well. But yeah, people like that just wind me up something rotten. I just think it's just I love my car for what it is, and if you want to learn about it and you want me to tell you why I've done this and how I've done that and that kind of stuff. I love it when somebody comes up and they know nothing about them and they just go, oh, that's a nice car, and you'll go, oh, I've done this and I've done that, and then they'll be like, oh, okay, that's really nice, and I think it's good to learn and things like that. But I imagine when you get into certain groups and certain cliques and that kind of thing, there can be like a pressure, can't there? I imagine it's like, oh, that's not original. Oh, that Darren, you know, that bloke with that Rover, it's not a proper Rover because he hasn't got the rubber trim on the sides and that kind of thing. And you'd be like, oh, yeah. It's like, I don't know. Just a bit of a strange one, really. I just think it's, if you want, do what you want with your car, you know, and it's your money, you've paid for it, and you pay the insurance and the tax and the MOT. And if you want it original, you keep it original. If you want to do something, do something to it. It's whatever makes you happy. And it's the same with anybody else's with their house and that kind of stuff. And but yeah, I'll shut up, shall I?
No aid, no.
Yeah. So it'll be nice to get yours back on the road, Andy, won't it? And
well, yeah. Like I say, I need when I've redone my front end, I've moved the intercooler and oil cooler back a little bit, and I had to cut three little round bits off the front so it would fit over the intercooler. But now, because I've moved it all back, they don't need to be there. So I've just got like a plastic weld and some plastic, and I've plastic welded them in. I'm just going to get it sprayed over so it looks a little bit more, you know, like like a GSI bumper should do.
Oh, lovely.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And there's a tiny little scratch on my back bumper, so I need that painting the same time. So he needs to do me bumpers. So they're all off the car, ready to be done. But he just said he's really busy, so he's not got a chance to do them now, but he'll be able to do them before the show. So.
Gonna look wicked, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll look good. Yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah.
it's just a fast road car. It's not a bloody Bentley, do you know what I mean? Like, you'll get people saying, oh, it's got a dent on the roof.
Yeah.
It is what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, as long as it looks tidy on the day, that'll do me.
That's right, they're not all showpieces, are they?
Yeah.
No.
No, it's definitely not a showpiece. Fast road car.
Yeah.
So, I'm happy.
That's right, mate, yeah.
It looks. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you getting on with your one, eh?
You joined.
Yeah, I think there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of lag on Andy's.
Oh, right. Can you not hear everything I'm saying?
Yeah, it sort of pauses for a bit, and then it's
Yeah, you've got to wait for the reply before you answer your next question.
Yeah. He's like answering the previous question, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. With your car, Aid.
The petrol tank on the four-wheel drive has the grooves for the straps in a different position to what the standard sort of 1800 and the 2 litre had. So
Right, okay.
I've gone to mount the petrol tank, and the straps can't fit in the recesses of the straps for the original. So I almost need to put like 4 mounts. So a couple of mounts where the straps can sort of hook in, and then when you loop them up, and then I need a couple of mounts putting in so I can just screw a couple of bolts to screw it to the bottom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I've got the gist of it.
Yeah, so I need to have a look at that. I think you were saying you might be able to pop over in the week and have a look. And
yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I want to come over there today. Really, 1 minute the sun's out, next minute he's belting it down the rain. And it was yesterday. All my plans went really belly up because everything was just the grandkids and loads. Some come a little bit early, and it's just got that busy. It was a bit late getting stuff sorted out, and we had grandkids here, food and like sort of Easter egg hunts and all that malarkey, and it just went a bit manic yesterday. But yeah, I'll definitely get down in the week.
Yeah, that'd be lovely, because once the fuel tank's in, then the prop shaft can be mounted, and then when the prop shaft's mounted, then I can put the exhaust on, and then it's sort of it's not far off going then. So
right.
Yeah, so I'm hoping, like I say, want to get it done towards the end of May, because that's when the MOT runs out on the other car, and I'll get that one scrapped, and it'd be nice just to transition over to it, really. And that's the sort of the motivation I've got. And the weather's getting nicer now, so it's nicer to be out on the drive doing bits and bobs. I've put the fluids in, so I've put some oil in, I've put some gearbox oil in, I've put oil in the transfer box as well. So it's it's getting there, really. I've got to bleed the brakes and a few other bits and bobs, but it's going to look more like a car now, which has been looking like.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Well, that's good. We'll see if we can go for Wednesday then, mate, if you like.
Yeah, that would be good, actually. Yeah.
So I'm out tomorrow night with my grandson. We're going to see a film tomorrow night. So, but I can do Wednesday. Get down.
That'd be lovely. Yeah, just drop me a note when you're free, and then.
Okay then, mate. Yeah, we'll do. No problem.
Then I'll pretend to be out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that'd be really good. That'd be really nice. That would.
Yeah.
So, any plans for the week coming up, gents? Anything exciting?
No, not really. That's why I'm going to with my grandson to go and watch a film tomorrow night. All being well, if it isn't chucking down the rain, I'll put down yours on Wednesday. The rest of the week, Thursday, Friday, I don't think a great deal. I'm trying to get some stuff sorted out in my garage here, because I'm going to be selling that little scissor lift that I've got. So that's I'm going to sell that one. That's going to be going, and I'm putting the 4-poster in there. So.
And we're not talking a 4-poster bed, are we?
Yeah, 4-poster bed, mate. I'm gonna couple it up on a couple of wheels, with like 4 wheels, and like tow it behind the car this time. Yeah, so got quite a busy one down here really, doing different bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I had a little job to do on the rover actually the other day because we noticed a very small water leak running down onto the top of the belly pan,
All right.
and it turned out that it was coming off the bottom hose coming from the rad. And I think what they've done when they put it together is I think that the bottom hose have been coupled up to the rad and put on, and then lowered down because of the shortness of space, and they could get to the hose going into the engine from one of the holes underneath. Now, Ryan said uh, the clips had all got a little dab of blue paint on them,
Yeah.
but he went underneath and he could just about see this, and he said there's no paint on it at all. And when you touched it, it started to drip a tiny bit of water out, so we managed to push it back round so the nut was facing. I said, really, that should have been put on where the nut was facing, like the sky, basically, so you could have seen it
Yeah.
and you could have tightened the jubilee clip up. But it was actually going facing downwards, and a half-inch away from it, there was a metal support plate which the radiator sits on. So there was no way of tightening it up underneath.
Oh.
So it's probably something they just overlooked with probably again back to this speed thing and against the clocking all the time, you know. Because everything else had been checked so meticulously that one little thing we'd noticed, and it's a good job I see it really, because I'd hate to have gone out on the long run with it and been going down the motorway, you know, for a couple of hours and the water slowly dripping out from the rad. That would have been a disaster on
Yeah.
its first trip. So lucky enough we saw it, so that it turned out to be no big at the end. Took it out for a run for about 20 miles. It sat on the drive for a while. All the fans of the Cadillac fans working fine, cooling it down afterwards and that, and the water leak stopped.
Oh, well spotted, mate. That's good.
Yeah, so no damage done, thank God.
Yeah.
So I don't know, second trip out, 1980s car, and it's had a little repair already.
That's how it should be.
Joy of motoring, eh, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything exciting happening for you, Andy?
Had the first week off, so we've done loads. We went camping in a dad's camper van. So we've been Alton Tower.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, so we did it Easter egg hunt first week, but this second week they're going to go back to normal. Really, they're off school, but they'll go back to where they normally go. Like they're going to go to my mum's tomorrow, and yeah, a little bit through the week. So look, I'm going to be looking after the kids this week. Yeah,
Good stuff. Oh,
yep, and then they're back to school the week after that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You know what it's like when you've got kids, don't you? Many years ago. Yeah, it's tough
mate.
work, but
yeah.
It's work.
Yeah, get them back in education. Get them grafting away again. Absolutely.
That's it, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, bit different for us now. We just had them all there for the Easter egg on, and 2 more of them stayed over last night. I took them back up there today, and then that's it. They sort of go back home and instant peace, innit?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
You haven't got. Yeah.
Right, chaps. I think we need to call it a night, an evening, or whatever. I think we're done for tonight.
Yes, I think so, mate.
Yeah, it's been nice to catch up again.
Yes, as after a couple of weeks, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can sort your Wi-Fi out a bit, Andy. It's just cutting in and out a bit, so I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I can do. Yeah.
Yeah, you sort them out, Andy. You get them sorted. But yeah, if anybody's actually listening to this, then thanks for listening. We're going to be back. We'll be back on Monday, chaps. We okay? Back to normal now? Every Monday? That kind of thing? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we'll record on the Monday, and then we'll release it on the Tuesday, and it'll come out about 8 o'clock that evening. It's been a bit quiet on the old Instagram and stuff, but we'll be putting some bits and bobs on there as we go along. And as always, if anybody wants to leave any comments or give us some feedback or any kind words are always welcome. But yeah, just for me to say, have a great week, gents.